Hey everybody. Okay, we've got our Russian RPMK ration. We've got it laid out into what I believe should be the 3 individual meals that a person would have for the day. We're going to start out. We have breakfast over here, lunch, and dinner. I had to kind of go through and separate and think what would go with each meal. We're going to start with breakfast, which is going to be tea. We have salt and pepper, sugar, crackers, kasha with beef, and cheese. On to lunch, we have our pea soup, our crackers, our milk beverage, coffee, jam, what translates to meat bars, but actually is, I think, just beef. We have our kasha blocks, salt, pepper, our can opener, and our vegetable caviar. And on to dinner, we have our beef with green beans, our butter, crackers, another tea, salt, pepper, and of course, if we need sugar in any of these drinks, we'll take care of that as well. Let's go ahead and get this going and clear everything off and get the breakfast menu ready, and we'll be right back with that. Okay, we're back with breakfast. We have our cheese, our crackers, our tea with some sugar, our beef with kasha, salt and pepper, and since this ration didn't come with any silverware, we've just got your basic MRE spoon. And for the crazy knife today, we're going to use this machete that my buddy Miles, I think, found. So it's, you know, definitely a just pretty bad giant knife, and that's what we need for our reviews. So we're going to go ahead and start out. We're going to make our tea. Should be just a standard tea. Use our US canteen cups. A little bit of sugar for that. Alright, we'll give that a little stir. All that sugar, and we'll just let that set for a minute. Alright, let's go ahead and get our crackers out. Now, a lot of these are broken, so no problem there. Get our cheese opened up. Pretty standard IRP cheese. And now on to our kasha with beef. Which of course does not want to open, so we get to use the crazy knife to open it. All right, smells really good. I always love the kasha with beef. It's a good hearty breakfast, or actually even a lunch. That looks really good. It's moist, still a little hard, but as usual, it's quite a bit. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. You can see it's got chunks of beef in it. The kasha, it's got a gravy with it. Yeah, that's more of a rice than I think than the buckwheat. The meat, of course, is just, you know, shredded. It's delicious. Doesn't really need any seasonings at all. This is always a winner with me. I love this. It's not really savory, and it's not salty. It's just a good, right, basically like kind of like a rice with beef. You don't need any salt or pepper with that, but we're going to try a little bit of the pepper just to add just another little bit of the flavor profile. Okay. I'm not going to add any salt. I made that mistake once before and over salted. Yep, just absolutely it's a wonderful meal. I could see eating this in the field. It's on the greasy side, of course, but you know, that's perfectly fine. Next, we're going to try our cheese. This again is another one of my favorites on the crackers. We'll give that a try. Yeah, that cheese is so much better than say the US MRE cheese. It's a little bit of oil separation in the can, but that is just such a good cheese. I have to say that's probably my favorite, other than maybe the New Zealand or Australian cheese. It's kind of almost like Easy Cheese in a can, or say Cheese Whiz, but it's really just got a better flavor. Next up, we'll try our tea. Again, it's just a standard tea, nothing out of the ordinary. It's not too strong, it's not weak, it's just perfect tea. Really enjoy that. Okay, well that's really all there was to breakfast. Let me get all this finished up because I'm ready to try lunch, and not sure if I really went into it or not with the fake P38s they have in this ration. This is one ridiculously sturdy can opener. I really wish this had a hinge like the US ones do, but it doesn't. It'd be great to be able to carry this in your pocket, but I don't see that would be able to happen without cutting yourself. So we'll be right back with lunch. Okay, we're back with lunch. We have our pea soup with beef and greens, our apple jelly, we have crackers left over from breakfast, we have our vegetable caviar, our hot milk drink, coffee, our kasha bar, and our, sorry about that, how it translates as a meat sticks. And of course, sugar, salt, pepper. So first we're going to go ahead and open these kasha bars. This whole meal is the one that really made me want this whole entire ration because of what it contained. Let's see, I'm not even really sure how this is going to open well. I don't want to tear it with the knife because I'll more than likely be sharing this with other people, considering there is enough for 6 people in this ration. So here we have our kasha blocks. If I can get them out. Well, in the original video I saw there was 2, and this only has one giant one. It looks like a piece of dehydrated cornbread, really. So we're just going to go ahead and take our cup and break some into it. The way that I understand this to be eaten, we just would add some hot water to it. Wow, that is crumbly. We'll just add crumble that up in the cup a little bit, if we can. And honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and try a piece of it without rehydrating it, see what it tastes like. That honestly tastes like a corn chip. It's got garlic. That is very evident. It's salty. It honestly tastes like a corn chip. That's really odd, but it's actually really good. So we're just going to add some water to it to soften it up. Some hot water. And we'll just let that rehydrate for a minute. Set this over here. Next, we're going to do our pea soup with beef and greens. Again, another interesting item for this. Honestly, it just looks like a can of beef. Really doesn't have any off-putting smells or anything like that, so that's good. For this, I'm going to use one of my European, I think it's Hungarian mess tin for this. And the directions say to dump this into a can and add 1 can of hot water to it. So we'll just dump this in and we'll see how good. This is actually a soup. So we'll just fill the can with hot water. Just add that to it. Give it a stir to mix. It kind of almost looks like a corned beef hash. But you can see the beans in it. You can see the beef in it. And of course you can hear Oscar, the never full Wonder Dog. So I think that's actually thick enough. I'm not gonna, or thin enough. I'm not gonna go for total soup. I more care about stews. All right, we'll set that over. We're actually going to heat that up a little bit. The water's not hot enough yet. Okay, we've got our stuff heated up properly now. Next up, we're going to try the meat sticks. And one of the problems we've got is this dent in the can, but we'll see how well this can opener can power through it. I kind of like the US one better, but for the fun of using it, oops. Okay, sorry, we're back. Well, I guess I probably should have heated this up. It's definitely a chunk of beef with fat. So we're just going to set that there for now. Move on to our next items. We've got our milky drink. I need to heat that or get that poured up properly. This is basically a powdered milk, but it's you drink it hot. Oh, well, that's great. Always the plus of these. This is one of the pluses to my videos, is you get to see pretty much every mess up that I do. So here we've got the milk drink in the cup. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some water to that. Give it a stir. And I'm going to taste it really quick. Yeah, that's it. It's actually not just milk. There's, I'm sure, other things in it. It's actually really, really thick and delicious. But I'd seen a Russian reviewer who actually added the coffee to his, and I really liked it. So that's what we're going to do. If I could just find where I put my coffee. Okay, got our coffee. So we'll cut that open. And we'll just add that right to the milky drink. We'll give that a stir. Yeah, now that is a good coffee drink. So we'll just set that over there. Next up, we've got our vegetable caviar. We'll just cut that open real quick. Try to get this all over the place if we can. Okay, there's our vegetable caviar, which is usually eggplant puree. We'll get our apple jelly or apple jam. This is probably the best apple jam that I've had of any ration. Get some of that on a cracker. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started trying these. One thing to remember with this ration is that a lot of these items aren't seen in any other rations that we know of. Here's the pea soup with the beef and greens. It smells great. It's actually, what it looks like is you see beans. I can see little pieces of carrot. I guess you can just see little shreds of beef. It looks more like a bean stew, or what we call a bean instead of a pea soup. So let's try it. Wow, that's got potatoes in it. It's got the beans. It's a wonderful juice. This is absolutely, I mean, this on a cold day would be just a fantastic, just a great soup. You can see the beef there in it. Wow, this is really a surprise. I'm thankful to have gotten this. I kind of go, I would say, almost a vegetable soup. Just really fantastic. Here we have our kasha. It's rehydrated pretty nicely. Kind of looks like cornbread. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's kind of like a cornbread. Like I said, it's got a garlic flavor to it. This would be very hearty and filling. Kind of got a smooth, buttery taste. Really enjoyable. This would go great with possibly a chicken or something of that nature. Let's get a little bit of our coffee beverage and wash a little bit of this down. That is just absolutely excellent. We're going to try our beef. I did end up heating this up a little bit. What this looks like is kind of what's in the Kazakhstani rations. Just a chunk of beef and its own juices. Say corned beef. That is exactly what this is. That is just magnificent. I mean, It's just a giant chunk of corned beef, and it's just absolutely amazing. I'm actually going to try it with a little bit of the kasha, just to see how the two pair together. They can go together. I wouldn't really say that they do go together, but they could. But yeah, that beef is fantastic. Let's go ahead and give our vegetable caviar a try. Again, this is just basically pureed vegetables. Always a winner with that. Goes great with your crackers. I do know that you do not mix that into anything else. You just try it on a cracker. Let's give our apple jam a try. Absolutely wonderful there. Cannot complain one bit. That has the smoothest, most apple flavored apple that I've seen in any ration. So lunch here, absolutely fantastic. This pea soup is amazing. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. Our freeze-dried kasha really surprised me on this one. I didn't know what to expect with either of those items. They're both winners. Again, the milk with the coffee in it, just a delicious combo. I have to get some more of that. The beef, of course, every time I get that, it's a winner. Caviar, the jam. This right here, this would fill a soldier up without a doubt in the middle of the day. I would probably have to save this as a dinner meal, because I would not be able to go out through the rest of my day after eating all of this. So we're going to finish this up, and then I'm going to come back at you with dinner. Okay, we're back for our final meal. Believe me, my day has been lazy because of that lunch. Our final meal, we have our potatoes with beef, our last cup of tea. Still working on crackers that came from breakfast. And another one of the unique items to this ration, of course, is the butter. I actually snuck and tried one of these, and that is probably the best butter I've ever had. This is not margarine. This is actual, with the ingredients on it. Basically, it's just pure cream. That's it, whipped cream. So we're gonna go ahead and open that up. Well, this one's gotten a little bit warm, so it's a little bit runnier than the last one I had tried. Let's go ahead and open up our potatoes with beef, and we'll see if this, we're actually just going to use the knife again. Again, I want to thank Miles for loaning me the knife. And definitely want to thank Sniper again for getting this ration for me. I will link his eBay store in the description. He's a great guy to buy from. I've bought many rations from him, and he's just a fantastic guy to deal with. So I would definitely recommend buying from him. Okay, here's our potatoes with beef. Let's go ahead and make our tea up. All right, we'll add a little bit of our sugar to it. And the great thing about these Russian rations, for some reason, I've never felt the need to add the salt and pepper to them, that they just absolutely need it, like maybe some of the US or British, that you just really needed to add some flavor to them. They pretty much, every single time, are right spot on for seasoning. So we're going to start off with, we're going to go ahead and mix this butter up a little bit. Like I said, this looks like it, I may have gotten it a little warm. So we'll just add this onto a cracker. And this is, like I said, basically nothing more than just pure butter. So this is going to be a great one to that just goes so nice on these crackers. The German EPAs come with a sort of butter substitute that's really not that flavorful. This, like I said, it is just 100% butter and delicious. I'm going to go ahead and try our potatoes with beef. You can see the chunks of beef in there, cubed potatoes, and a nice gravy. Let's give that a try. Wow. Absolutely wonderful. It's got diced carrots in it, or shredded carrot shreds. The juice in it is fantastic. The beef, it's just got, you know, chunks of that same beef that we had for lunch. Potatoes are soft, perfect size. This is definitely another winter meal, or a meal that is a winner, I guess. It's got the right amount of seasoning to it. It doesn't need salt. It doesn't need pepper. I would not add a thing to it. So let's give our tea a try. It really hasn't steeped long enough, but for some reason it just doesn't want to. Maybe I added a little too much water. Again, still just a pleasant tea. So this was dinner. We got our potatoes with beef. Definitely would eat that again. We have our butter that we kind of melted a little bit, but still delicious. Crackers and tea. And this wraps up this RPMK ration. I said this is probably one of the rarest ones I've seen, or at least I've had the privilege of getting my hands on. I've not seen another American or English version of this ration. And I'll probably be sending some of this out to other reviewers that, in the community, to let them give it a try as well. And I really hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing, by the way. I've had a lot of new subscribers lately. I'm very happy with that. I don't monetize my account, so you know, I don't worry so much about the number of number of views, but it's really been popping lately, and I just want to say I'll thank you all for watching these, and I hope you enjoy them.